One, halalyam Yahawah, bahasham Yahawashi, bahasham Rachak Wadash, and double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone that rule well, and labor in this word and doctrine, shalom lebachaya, peace to the elect. So going into the word addict, it says 1530s, implied in addicted, and that's the main actual word, addicted. It says to devote or give up oneself to a habit or occupation. From Latin addictus, past participle of adicere, to deliver, award, yield, make over, sell, properly give one's assent to, figuratively to devote, consecrate, sacrifice, sell out, betray, abandoned, from ad to, discern, which was usually to say, declare, to show, but also to adjudge, allot. It is a yielding to impulse and generally a bad one. Generally. But there it says 1530s, and obviously the King James came out in 1611. So let's just go into the scripts. Be a short one, Lord willing, to the point. This is 1 Corinthians 16 and 15. It says, I beseech you, brethren, ye know the house of Stephanus, there is the first fruits of Achaia, and that they have addicted themselves to the ministry of the saints. They have addicted themselves to the ministry of the saints, that ye submit yourselves unto such, and to every one that helpeth with us and laboureth. And then we'll get the first one of Ecclesiasticus or Sirach. And then we'll go into the Greek word, Lord willing, and then we'll close out. So Sirach 1 and 1, or Ecclesiasticus 1 and 1. The prologue of the wisdom of Yahawashi, the son of Sirach. Whereas many, and that so-called Jesus goes back to Joshua, which in the Hebrew goes back to Yahawashi. It says, whereas many and great things have been delivered unto us by the law and the prophets, and by others that have followed their steps, for the which things Israel, Yasharallah, ought to be commended for learning and wisdom, and whereof not only the readers must needs become skillful themselves, but also they that desire to learn be able to profit them which are without, both by speaking and writing. My grandfather Yahawashi, when he had much given himself to the reading of the law and the prophets, and other books of our fathers, and had gotten there in good judgment, was drawn on also himself to write something pertaining to learning and wisdom, to the intent that those which are desirous to learn and are addicted to these things might profit much more in living according to the law. Wherefore let me entreat you to read it with favour and attention, and to pardon us when we may seem to come short of some words which we have laboured to interpret. For the same things uttered in Hebrew and translated into another tongue have not the same force in them. And not only these things, but the law itself and the prophets and the rest of the books have no small difference when they are spoken in their own language. For in the 38th year, coming into Egypt, when Euergetes was king, and continuing there some time, I found a book of no small learning. Therefore, I thought it most necessary for me to bestow some diligence and travail to interpret it, using great watchfulness and skill in that space, to bring the book to an end, and to set it forth for them also, which in a strange country are willing to learn, being prepared before in manners to live after the law. All wisdom cometh from the Lord, Yahawah bahasham Yahawashi, and is with him forever. And talking about in a strange land, I think it said. This is Psalm 137, and it's verse 4. It said, how shall we sing the Lord's song, Yahawah bahasham Yahawashi's song, in a strange land? Well, according to Revelation 14, it says, Revelation 14 and 2, in fact, Revelation 14 and 1, and I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on the Mount Zion, and with him 140 and 4,000, having his Father's name written in their foreheads. And I heard a voice from heaven, as the voice of many waters, and as the voice of a great thunder, and I heard the voice of harpers harping with their harps, and they sung as it were a new song before the throne, and before the four beasts and the elders, and no man could learn that song, but the 140 and 4,000 which were redeemed from the earth. And we know the elect are scattered among all nations. So that's how we'll sing that song. And sing that song, it talks about also piped unto you. This is Matthew chapter 11 and 17, and saying, we have piped unto you, and you have not danced. We have mourned unto you, and you have not lamented. And we've got Luke 7 and 32. They are like unto children sitting in the marketplace, and calling one to another, saying, we have piped unto you, and you have not danced. We have mourned to you, and you have not wept. 1 Corinthians 16 and 15 again. 1 Corinthians 16 and 15. I beseech you, brethren, you know the house of Stephanus, that is the first fruits of Achaia, and that they have addicted themselves to the ministry of the saints. Addicted themselves. And that's a beautiful thing to be addicted to still. And the word is here. It's lucky.
Strong's G 5021. Tasso.
To put in order, to station, to place in a certain order, to arrange, to assign a place, to appoint, to assign, appoint a thing to one, to appoint, ordain, order, to appoint one on one's own responsibility or authority, to appoint mutually, i.e. agree upon. And the word is appoint 3 times, ordain twice, set once, determine once, and addict once. Let's get one. In fact, I'm just going to sort of go through them. I'm not going to read them, but sort of give you a chance to get the usage of the word. So they have addicted themselves unto the ministry. Let's see some translation comparisons. They have addicted themselves to the ministry, devoted themselves to the ministry of the saints. Devoted. They're spending their lives in service to Yahawah's people. They have set themselves to minister. They've devoted themselves. Set themselves, devoted. I'm assuming that's it. Ordinaverent. Ordained or something. Addicted themselves there again. Addicted. We should be addicted to the ministry, man. Alright, so I'll leave it there. I pray it was edifying. On to the next one, Lord willing. All praises to Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi.